Hello and welcome to the show. It's always such a great pleasure to have you with us. The launch of REITs has enhanced financial inclusion for investors to invest in commercial, residential and industrial properties without really using a large sum of money. But are we really ready for REITs in Kenya? And is there a growth prospect in market capitalization of the REIT industry in the country? But just before we get to that, let's have a look at what we have in our Property of the Week segment. Karen is a large residential area with a history of country homes and farming. Although not much farming goes on now, the community has preserved its vast acres of nature. Muhugu Park gives you a chance to experience elegant country lifestyle in this setting. $65 million is the listing price for each of these 20 units that sit on 10 acres. The Muhugu tree, from which the development gets its name, makes an imposing centerpiece in the compound. Natural live fences have been planted and there will be gardeners assisting with landscaping. The wide front door is 100% wooden, just like all the doors in the house. There is plenty of space to play around with in the entrance foyer. A couple of steps lead down into the lounge where a magnificent fireplace made of cart mazeras will drive the chill away. Within the dining room are slots for wall hangings of family photos. The chandeliers that you see are included in the buying price. Also included is the 4-burner cooking hob, oven and ventilation hood in the adjacent kitchen. The cabinetry displays variety with some incorporating glass panels and shelves in the MDF frames. The pantry will be fitted with shelves and it's positioned opposite the laundry area where wiring for a washing machine and dryer is in place. In the backyard are 2 servants' quarters so that your domestic helpers do not have to commute daily. They have a separate toilet and shower as well as a kitchenette to prepare meals. The downstairs bedroom is large enough to accommodate a double bed. It's self-contained, suitable for use by an elderly or disabled person. A separate water closet is available for use by guests. Wrought iron railings pave the way up the wide wooden staircase that is lit by an imposing window stretching from the ground to the second floor. The entire upstairs is graced by bamboo flooring whose rich brown color adds an enticing natural glow. If you choose to make the family room a hideaway for your children, they will stay suitably occupied courtesy of TV ports and ample sockets to connect to gaming consoles and other entertainment devices. The balcony doesn't have a ceiling, giving you an option to hang greenery from the rafters. The 3 bedrooms on the first floor come in different sizes but are all en suite. The ceilings are noticeably higher than usual, with huge bay windows letting in a fantastic amount of light. Have as much natural light as you can, and you can get to do that by having big windows. In this house, every room has big windows, and that has been taken into consideration, bringing in a lot of natural light. You can play around with the window frames as you like, big or small, that's up to you. The wardrobes offer different levels where you can fit shelves depending on the size of your clothes and linen. The bathrooms are similar in their brown and cream-colored ceramic tiles, and a good amount of space has been left between the shower and other sanitary ware like the toilet so that water doesn't splash on the latter. One bathroom contains a bathtub, which is suitable for relaxing in after a hard day at work. Water is sourced from both the main line and a borehole, and the water is heated by solar power. The septic tank contains a wastewater treatment plant. A backup generator serves the common areas, whereas a facility to place an inverter in your house has been provided. Internet cabling allows you to work from home. Panic buttons will prompt a response from renowned security companies. Amenities for residents to enjoy include a clubhouse and gym, his or her sauna, a kitchen to host guests so that you don't have to ferry food back and forth from your house, a library, infinity and baby pool, as well as large outdoor terraces overlooking the forest with cycling and walking tracks. Construction is complete. Do you have a wine, milk or champagne bottle just lying around your home? We will show you how to use that and beautify your living room, veranda or balcony, as well as add a flowery touch to it. To spice up your home, you can never have too many indoor craft ideas up your sleeve. Use wrapping paper, whether new or recycled, and an empty bottle of any size and shape to make this beautiful vase. What you need: recycled bottles, wrapping paper, school glue, a pair of scissors. Instructions: cut or tear pieces of wrapping paper. Now remember, as you can cut either thick or thin. It all depends with what you find fit. You now have your different strips of wrapped paper. You can just put them on the table to make sure as you put them on the bottles, it's much easier to work with. Alright, so remember, here are your used bottles. It can be any bottle, but remember to always remove the bottle tops because, well, you're putting in flowers. We have water in one and we'll just quickly fill up the bottles. After you smear the glue, you take your bottle and simply wrap it round. This is how we'll do it. Press the pieces of paper on the glue, making sure the pieces overlap so there are no gaps in the bottle. Now, for purposes of creativity, because we have different colors of wrapping paper, we'll use this bottle and make sure we have all these different colors just to put a little twist to it, but you can use the same color if you'd like. Always make sure that if there's any excess glue, you can see it from the top or the bottom, and you can just wipe it either with a wet wipe or a rag just to make sure it looks good. For the purposes of this show, we will only use one bouquet of flowers, but you can use as many bouquets of flowers as you'd like. So we have to make sure that these flowers are leveled because you need to put them inside the bottles. You take your pair of scissors and cut to make sure they're all the same size. Right, now remember you had your flowers all leveled up, and so now we get to put them inside our bottle vases. Now, depending on how big the bottle is, you may have to put fewer flowers. Don't force them all in, just in case they can fit 3 or 4. I think that would still be enough. And now there you have your flower vases. Very simple and easy to make, and these can be used for any occasion, be it a party or you just want to lighten the mood of your evening. You can put it up in your living room, in your bedroom, or wherever else in your home, and it would make that flowery difference. This is an inexpensive method of adding color to your home and is fit for all occasions. Even for a relaxed evening at home, your perfect mood can easily be created. A lot more to come after this quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are talking about the REIT industry in Kenya, and to give us a deep insight into that is the Executive Director in charge of real estate at Fusion Capital, Daniel Kamau. Thank you, Daniel, for being with us.
Thank you very much, Mel.
Let's get straight into this. So for someone who's watching and they're wondering what REITs are, what quick explanation can you give them?
A REIT is a listed investment vehicle that allows investors to pull together resources and invest in large real estate projects. It's a new concept in this market, and basically it's coming to help large real estate developers to deal with funding problems within the real estate. That has been a challenge in the past, and it's a challenge worldwide to developers. And so REITs will bring in a solution where developers are able to go into the market, raise capital, patient capital that comes in and funds projects, and are able to undertake those projects.
Do you really need a lot of money to invest in REITs?
Yes, you do. The cost of listing is high, and so for you to take any project through a REIT, you will require to be of a certain scale for purposes of taking advantage of economies of scale. And so they technically tend to be large real estate projects.
Okay. Tell us about the two types of REITs that we have.
We do have two types of REITs referred to as I-REITs and D-REITs. So D-REITs, or D stands for development. And so you're talking of Development Real Estate Investment Trust, whereas I-REITs stands for Income Real Estate Development Trust. With D-REITs, you're basically looking at doing fresh projects where you basically raise funds, acquire land, design and develop projects, and ultimately sell and exit those developments. Whereas with I-REITs, you're looking at acquiring already developed projects and already occupied. The regulation in Kenya requires that they be 80% occupied by the time an I-REIT is acquiring that property. And so the investors in an I-REIT will basically be chasing rental income, whereas in development REITs, they will be chasing development profit.
There must be a structure of how a REIT is. Yeah. Would you quickly take us through that?
So in Kenya, again, the regulator took time to design this, and what they had in mind is to ensure that the unit holders are very well protected. And so it's structured as a trust. And investors will then put in money, and they will acquire units in the trust. But then this trust has a trustee, of course. It will have a REIT manager, and it will have a promoter. So the promoter is basically the one who basically is the founder of the REIT. REIT manager becomes like the management company, who ensures that your consultants are hired, your reporting accountants are hired, and all the parties involved are hired and are working. And the REIT manager is the one who ensures that actually the REIT works, and they are judged by the unit holders by how they perform. So are they able to deliver a profitable, does that REIT become profitable in the future? That's purely dependent on the REIT manager. And of course, the trustee is supposed to take care of the interests of the unit holders. So ensures the reporting is done, ensures there's continuous audit on the REIT, and ensures that the REIT does what it promised the unit holders it will do.
Are we really ready as a country to invest in this?
I think we're ready, and I think in answering that question, you'll first look at the sector, the real estate sector itself. And the real estate sector is driven by several other factors. I think you first look at our GDP. Is it growing? Yes, it is. It's currently at around 5.2. The question is that sustainable? It is very sustainable. In fact, economic intelligence tells us that there's a possibility of us sustaining 4.7% growth over the next 35 years. Which means you're looking at a very stable future as far as the economic growth of this country is concerned. Secondly is that you have a growing population. Again, we've put that at slightly above 2.5% population growth. They estimate that we're currently at around 18 million people. The estimation within the next 35 years is that will almost triple to about 48 million people. And so when you look at those very critical factors as far as real estate is concerned, you're looking at a sector that will continue growing. I think today we talk of real estate contributing about 7.9% to GDP. All factors indicate that it's the right time, and the REIT has come in at that time to help us meet that gap.
We do know that there is an exemption from tax. So then what are REITs classified into?
REITs are classified as equity. So it falls under the equity asset class. And with that, we have also received tax exemption. And that's one of the attraction of funding projects through REITs, because then you're avoiding the corporation tax at the development level, which then ensures that you deliver reasonably priced properties into the market.
Tell us, how much is one unit?
With D rates, the minimum investment as set by the regulator is 5 million shillings. That was set to ensure that only professional investors participate, so that anyone who can afford 5 million then can be able to analyze the investment they're getting into. Whereas with income REITs, there is really no minimum. But I think we know with Fahari IREIT, the minimum was set at 20,000 Kenya shillings. So you're looking at about 20,000 and 5 million for the development REITs.
Can anyone invest in REITs, and what would be the process?
Anyone can invest, and the beauty of REITs is that they are classified as equities. So it's not any different as to you participating in a company and acquiring shares. I think the only difference is that one is classified as units, but really they behave the same way as shares. And so you will then have to approach your stockbroker, who then applies for the units, and the rest is purely payment, and you become a proud shareholder in a large development, which previously was not the case.
And say an investor wants to exit, is that possible?
It is possible, and that's the beauty of REITs then being trading at the Nairobi Securities Exchange or in the secondary market, because then REITs, or rather real estate as an asset class, is illiquid in nature, and so REITs bring about the liquidity because it then provides investors with an opportunity to exit. So you sell off your shares or your units at the Securities Exchange, and you exit.
And is there a time limit as to when you can exit, when you cannot, or?
Well, I think the only people who are tied into the structure are the promoters. With the D rate, it requires that the promoters are locked in. 10% of the investment is locked in over the development period, so that they cannot easily offload when it comes to the market. But really, the others are as long as the trust lists, then they are free to trade their units.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel Kamau from Fusion Capital, sharing with us about REITs in Kenya. Now, for those of you who are looking for a house to rent, here are the classifieds. This two-bedroomed guest wing in South B Golden Estate is located within a gated community and is fenced. This developed area is very secure and has a vibrant neighborhood. The monthly rent is 24,000 Kenya shillings. This house is in a prime location near the Aga Khan Hospital and comes with great convenience. It is in a serene, quiet and private neighborhood. The bedroom is fitted with nice inbuilt wardrobes. Kitchen has cabinets and a nice interior finishing. It also has full-time water supply with secure and ample parking space for your visitors too. The monthly rent is 16,000 Kenya shillings. This spacious 3-bedroom apartment is for rent at Greenspan Estate. It has a master bedroom en suite, built-in wardrobes in all 3 bedrooms. It also has a spacious living room, open-plan kitchen, separate laundry area, and an ample parking space and safe place for your children to play. The monthly rent is 35,000 Kenya shillings. That's it for today's show. If you have questions about any of our segments, feel free to contact us on our social media platform that's written on your screens. Also, you can give us a call. The number is 0719 038847. See you next week.